the last guy to pop out of the woods onto a nice little Jeep trail. So I gassed it up to about 60 miles an hour and blew past Mark, but I wasn't watching the road, and the road made a 90-degree turn to the right, and I didn't. I tell you, every time you start showing off on a motorcycle is when you get hurt. So I broke my left femur, 3 ribs, my collarbone, and a bone in my hand. And this is a picture Greg took and used me as a model for the Wolfman on the back glass of Party. And every day I came to work like this, I could drive my truck, but I had to hobble into the receptionist, have somebody come down and get my wheelchair out of my van. I had to wheel around to the service elevator, which had those heavy doors, and I'd go up to the 2nd floor every day on the service elevator. I had that on for like 6 months. Okay. And so that's how the art came out. I've been immortalized in several of my games. Okay, good. So, as a result of my accident and all my broken bones, then part of the stuff on the grill is, well, Greg called me Nordman. Nordman's broken ribs. And then this is that, oh, and at the end of this presentation, if I don't take too long, I have some rare videos of this event, of Elvira at the trade show, and also of a special promo that we had Elvira make to help sell the idea of doing Scared Stiff. So this was at that press event right before the trade show. And that's me with my leg and Elvira. Oh, I'm glad this is Eddie Adlam from Playmeter magazine. That's a great picture.
Just reading the name.
And so this is where we start going into the trade show. We walked past everybody else's booth, and when we got to our booth, we were just stunned because there was a double line of people all the way around the whole booth waiting in line to get Elvira's autograph. I don't know if you know, did you ever hear the American music group, The Tokens? They did the song The Lion Sleeps Tonight. That's these guys right here. They used this event as a little promo for them and Elvira. They had their picture taken with Elvira. Okay, Gary. Just another shot of her signing off. She signed autographs for like 2 hours. She was so friendly and so easy to work with. And then, so that night, we never expected this, but we won Best New Equipment of the whole trade show. We were just stunned, and our whole design team was so excited. Greg was so excited, he made this sign, but he spelled equipment wrong. Best New Equipment. Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, Gary. This is one of Kevin's original sketches, and it has, you can't see all this stuff, but it has a lot of Disney notes on it of changes they wanted to make. We had this scene from the attraction at Disney World. They wouldn't let us use anything from Disney World, anything from the attraction, so they wanted that taken out. I had a picture of the Kraken's mouth. They didn't want to show that. They didn't want to give that away for the movie. They wanted this replaced with a compass, and just a lot of little things. Okay. And this was my beginning of my design for Pirates of the Caribbean. I already had this idea I wanted to do up here. I don't know if you know it, but this is actually at 3.5 degrees. My idea was I wanted it to act like old electromechanical games so that you could nudge it and push it and try to get it to go in the saucer or the holes. At first I wanted it wood, but I guess it became too expensive when we made the whole thing out of plastic. Originally I was going to have 3 spinning discs in the back. And in this one, the ship was going to be here, and I believe it looks like I had the treasure chest in front of the ship. But this is how things start. I just start playing around and trying to see what fits where. I knew I wanted a sinking ship. Okay, here. And then Disney sent us a lot of pictures. So one of them was a picture of the, no, the other one. Davy Jones ship.
Flying Dutchman?
Yeah, the Flying Dutchman. So I cut it out, and I put it on the foam core, which Steve Ritchie calls Nordmanite, because I use it to do a lot of stuff with. And I cut out the sails. So this is how I showed my engineer what I wanted to do. Go to the next picture here. And so now you can see the first sail fell. In the next picture, the second sail would fall. And then the ship would tip up like that. So from that, John Rothermel was the engineer who did that mechanism, and he's the one that made it all work. And this was my original concept for the treasure chest. Again, I wanted something three-dimensional, so there would be 3 stand-up targets in front of here. You'd have to hit the 3 targets. If you did, this would rotate. And then you'd see a picture of a shovel digging in the sand. You hit the targets again, and then you would begin exposing the treasure chest. Hit the targets again, and you see the real chest, and you hit them one more time, and the chest would open up. But that became too expensive to build too. And this is just a picture of the chest that Disney actually used in the movie. It was pretty cool looking. And then this is the picture that Disney's, a sketch that they sent us of the Kraken. So I Xeroxed a lot of copies of this and cut them out and built my first model of the Kraken, which sits behind the ship.
That was the one you said you weren't allowed to show.
Right, yeah, on the back glass. And so this looks pretty much like the Kraken on the game. I really wanted to have a sculpted Kraken that was three-dimensional with moving tentacles, but that all became too expensive and I couldn't do that either, so it's just flat plastic now. And this is, if any of you have taken the Stern tour, you don't get to see this room. This is our room where we build up our whitewoods and our games, and these are 2 Pirates games on here. And this is something that didn't make it into the Pirates game. This was my parlay feature. If you get a ball that drained out the outwing, these targets spelled parlay, and there was a jet bumper here, so randomly you might be able to spell parlay. If you spelled parlay, you would have got an extra ball. And that was taken out for cost reasons too. So this is pretty much how the final game looked. This is just building another whitewood. And then the whitewood's further along here. I like to use ramps that don't look like they enclose the ball like a tunnel. I like to have things open. If you've seen my Party Zone game, the ramp is real wild and open. And I was doing it on here, but the ball kept flying off, so we added these metal braces just for the whitewood, but we eventually got it right in production. And this is the first sculpt of the ship. We still had cardboard sails on it. They weren't molded yet. And then this is the final whitewood. And this was in Dwight's office, and this is, of course he started doing software way before this, but this was our final game. This is, I wanted to have Jack the Monkey, the ball comes around the Jack the Monkey shot, and I wanted to have Jack on top, that he would flip up almost like the frogs, but that became too expensive to do. And the other thing was, we didn't know if we could use Jack the Monkey because he was a separate contract, and Disney wanted us to pay for Jack the Monkey too. So, but they finally relented and let us use him. That's Dwight, he's the programmer of the game. That's Dwight's office. It looks like most programmers' offices. And then this is the artwork that Kevin was working on, and this is an idea of how it developed. There's just little subtle changes between here and here. But if you look at this one, Disney told us we wanted to put hidden Mickeys in, because in all the Disney parks they have hidden Mickeys all over the parks, and they told us no, you can't put any hidden Mickeys in. So in this one there is no hidden Mickey, but in this one we snuck one in, and there is one on the Pirates game. And should I tell them where it is, or make everybody find it? Okay. It has to do with...
If they can't find it, they can come and get
Okay,
it.
all right. Okay, Gary. Then this is just a shot of the final playfield. A lot of the playfields, our screener has trouble with colors and inks, and these coins are supposed to be gray, they come out green, but they have to go on the production line anyway.